Fatherhood is not just about being there. It is about showing up, standing strong, and shaping lives every single day. A father's presence can build a child or break one. Anybody can have a child, but not every man becomes a father.
I have to learn to communicate more with my wife.
Our guests on the Mind of a Father will be discussing what it really means to be a man, a husband, and a father.
Hello everybody, once again, welcome to Bollie TV / Bollie Media. Today we are here for the podcast called The Mind of a Father. Fatherhood is not just about being there. It is about showing up, standing strong, and shaping lives every single day. A father's presence can build a child or break one. Today, we ask the hard questions and define what it really means to be a man, a husband, and the father of people. Anybody can have a child, but not every man becomes a father. This is where real fathers will speak. You will hear them speak here, they will reflect, and they will grow. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mind of the Father podcast. I'm your host, Mr. James Bollie, and today we do have our dynamic guest here. I will turn over to him so he can introduce himself, and then right after he introduces himself, talk a little bit about himself. I'm going to be telling you guys about the topics of discussion before we can even proceed into the podcast. So grab your popcorn, get ready, because it's about to get down. This is going to be real informative for the fathers, and this is going to be real educated. Now, before we begin, happy Father Day to all of you. God bless all the real fathers out there. And let me make a disclaimer to you women. That the men you're there only last time. None of them were real wanting to go see whether your sisters to make flower in the house. Today, the fathers are in the hot seat. How you doing, my brother?
Thank you.
All right, welcome to Bollie TV. My man, introduce yourself to our people so we can start with the podcast here.
All right, well, my name is Twannyan Carr. I'm a husband, I'm a father, and entrepreneur. It's an honor to be on Bollie TV. I've been knowing Bollie for quite a long time, and it's great that we can bring some information to the community because it takes everyone in the community to make this happen. And ahead of that community is the father to shape things in terms of the kids, in terms of the community. So I'm honored to be here today.
Thank you very, very much, my brother. Welcome to Bollie TV, thank you for accepting our invitation to be part of this podcast for Father's Day. Well, people will go today. We'll be discussing society and men today. We'll also be talking about the identity and responsibility of men today. And we'll be talking about the honesty and the accountability of men today. And then we'll be talking about the mental and emotional strength of men today. And not only that, because you know that Father's Day, we're not going to leave marriage off. We'll be talking about marriage and partnerships of men today. And not only that, and then we'll be talking about the fatherhood and the impact that men are doing today for their relationship, their children. And then we'll be talking about, last but not least, the balance and sacrifice of men today. So, like I said, grab your seat, get ready, and we will commence this podcast. My brother?
We're ready.
I'm telling you, man, it's crazy. So, do you think society today is building strong men or confusing them, my brother?
That's right off the gate. Bollie bringing it right off the gate.
Yeah, because they'll be watching.
Yes,
do you think our society today is building strong men or is it confusing them?
It's a combination of both.
Well, let's hear it.
Yes. So the reason I say a combination of both is that, one, the society right now is everything happening so fast. We are exposed to everything on a daily basis. So back in the day, basically you go to school, you go to work and whatnot. You didn't have, you come to your house, that's it. You're not exposed to anything else outside of it. But whereas nowadays, everything is in our hand, our palm. Everything's on our phone. So we're constantly getting information on the phone 24/7. So we as men have to detach from some of those activities and make sure that we don't let that influence greatly That way we make sure that we maintain our own presence.
So when you say, are you trying to say because of the 21st century social media and other things, is it not helping to build men today, or is it helping to confuse men? I mean, because I heard the confused part that we are distracted from. Basically, if that's what I'm hearing from you.
Yes.
Because we are distracted. What's about building us? What does it build us strongly, or what does it do? Or it only confuses us? Because you say it's two parts to it.
It's two parts, yeah.
So we heard the first part.
Yes.
So basically, from what I'm hearing from you, you believe that it's confusing us. Because we just focus on the one. Because back then we didn't have too much of the distraction. But they had things too. Our fathers and days that were distracting them.
Yes. So the reason I said it was two part because one, when you're in a society, all you know is what society presents to you, meaning that wherever town you're in, we didn't travel as much before, you were just in that little community. If you in that area, you're not going far off. Whereas now, we're exposed to fathers all over the world. So you have access to father in Europe, access to father in Africa, access to fathers in Asia, and everywhere. You get all this information that you trying to pick what's going to work for you and what is going to work for you. So it really confuses as to how you're going to make sure you take the right stuff into your life and make the best decisions. So in that part, it confuses because there's so much information. With too much information, can really overwhelm the system. So now you as a man, you have to make sure you pick the right one that's going to work in your situation because everybody's situation will be different.
Okay, I hear about the confusion part. You still talking about, I'm talking about what's about the part that building us. So the building us part now, because you got men that still go on social media, they join the women in drama, they won't be there, be on Facebook, go live too, and all that thing and that. Now, what part of it, the part that I want my audience or audience to hear for the fathers, which part of this era that you think is building us? Because I'm talking about the society today.
Yeah.
Do you think any part, because I talk about two parts, confusing them, and now you talk about the confusion part of it, where you can talk to different fathers. Some people may choose the confusion father that let it go on Facebook and be part of women in drama. But what if you don't choose it? Can you give us some example? What part of this society that you think is building strong men today?
Yes, because the part of building strong men is that you are not just, because sometimes when we're growing up, men were not allowed to share the thoughts or the feeling or whatever the case might be. So nowadays, when you're going through something like, and you see on something, okay, well, it's not just me going through it, someone else is going through it as well. So you can plug into that and see how they handle that situation, what it was, and then you have to decide for yourself. And that's why you got to make sure you pick the right thing that worked for you, because everyone's situation is different. So the positive event meaning that it allows people to be exposed to other ways that a problem was solved. So for example, you might have a situation that husband, wife, and then the wife step outside and, cheated on the husband, what the case might be. Back then, a guy must suffer that in silence, and he's just gonna keep it more quiet.
So now the guy, now they can go on Facebook.
Yeah, go on Facebook. And
do you think that's the right thing though?
Not the right thing to go and talk it out, but that way you can kind of plug in to see, hey, this is what that person went through, this how they handle it, and this how I could handle it better.
And okay, let's say for example, if a person handle this, the person with cheated, let's go by example, or the person, something happened to them, right? They say back then they say men can cry.
Yeah.
Then the man will see a man crying for a woman on Facebook.
Yeah.
You think that will make that other man stronger to go on Facebook to cry to get that emotions out? Because you can't keep keeping emotions in now. So back then, like, we were taught, that's why you see most people come here, they don't want to express themselves, and then when they have that outburst, bad thing can happen.
Yes.
So because when I taught that in Africa, even you go into your parents, you're wrong.
Yeah.
So now with the social media, so that's what I'm asking now. So if that man, so basically from other podcasts, you can be encouraged to choose what you want to do and what not to do, and not just to keep silent. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, so I'm hearing. So through the social media activities, you can find group of people that are like-minded. In my situation, I like to focus on the positive aspect of things.
Okay.
So you have to look at it like, hey, maybe it could be both ways. You know what I mean? It could be both, meaning that you have to find a reason that why it went that way. So
let's make it sure. How can you keep that emotions from being inside, like you said we did in Africa, where you could not just put your emotion outside? Today's society, since you agree that it can confuse you men, but then if it building men to be strong, how do you think that men can put that emotions outside without getting bullied? Because you know what men, you come up with a man,
that's
forget it. They're telling you everywhere.
Yeah. So nowadays you have information available online. You can research on your own in terms of if someone had XYZ happen to them,
same situation,
how that person handled it, and what is best for you. So now you have to find a way that, hey, is this something that I'm able to live with, or I'm not able to live with? So that's why you got to maybe make your own decision in that process, because every situation is different. What might work for one person might not work for you. So let's say guy A, he was like, okay, it happened, I forgave. Guy B, he said, it happened, but I forgave, but I'm going to put over the person here.
I'm going to bow out into that.
Yes. So I got to now I want to repay. Yeah. So you have to find what works for you. And by this, finding groups that are able to help you through that process. So that's the positive part of it. Counseling group.
They got men groups.
Yeah, they got men groups.
Some men don't believe in that.
Yeah, and actually, as a matter of fact, I joined the men's group. We meet every Thursday, and basically, it gave us a safe space to talk about everything, be it from relationship, finance, religion, and whatnot. So you can find a space that you can easily communicate without any judgment. So find your corner to be able to talk to other people that have been through similar situation, how to handle it. So find a group. Because find a group is very important. We're not meant to be isolated.
Now, but with that being said, like you're saying, what is one truth about manhood that you think people don't want to hear? I mean, you say all the things now. There are certain things from men, our men and don't want to hear. What is one truth thing, in your opinion?
Yes.
Let me just put it that way, right? About manhood that you think people don't want to hear. So it's about fatherhood.
Yes.
About manhood. It can't even. I don't want to bring the opposite sex because I'm not sure.
Yeah, not sure.
So every advisor got to be of a man.
Yeah. One thing that men wouldn't say out loud is how they may not be appreciated for what they're doing.
You think that's one truth that manhood that people don't want to hear?
Yes, because like.
Why do you think people don't want to hear that? I have not been appreciated. Why do you think people don't want to hear that?
Well, because a guy, we are meant to just handle a situation.
Like, and see that one appreciation on the top of that.
Yeah, and and the appreciation could be just something little. Because us guys, we don't ask for much. We do not ask for much. Yes, I mean but every now and then you know.
Yeah, but okay, so basically your one thing that you think one truth about men that people don't want to hear is about men saying we are not being appreciated for things we do. Basically, that's what you say.
Yes.
Now, so basically everything a man does, there must at least a little appreciation. You want it to come from your partner. Is that what you're saying?
Not so much. Your partner. That's why you got to choose the right partner. The right partner.
Or for anybody that you do something.
Yes, the right partner is very important. And showing appreciation, in my opinion, is key. I mean, everybody that I interact with, I make sure I show appreciation to them.
No, well, everybody that you have interacted with, have they shown you appreciation?
That's why, for my family show appreciation in terms of my wife, my kids. So that one, I would definitely say I love my family. They really show appreciation. The wife, the kids, you know.
But what's about friends and other men?
So the friends, I mean. You gotta that's the part that sometimes they don't show it, you know. But guys want to know that they appreciate it from their friends or whoever.
Who you think men, not just guys, who you think men, because this is about father, who you think father, husband, men that are married, men, children, who you think they really want that appreciation from?
Number one person the appreciation come from, it gotta be your partner. Because that's number one. So partner appreciate you will go a long way. Appreciation can be different form. I mean, respect, honor you.
And you think that people don't want to hear men saying, "Look, you appreciate." Because the question was,
Yes.
what is the truth about men who that people don't want to hear?
Yes.
So the truth about we the men, and now you, I mean, I'm going they come here one by one.
Come on by one.
Your own thing is that people don't want to hear that men won't be appreciated for some things they did.
Yes. Because they will all say, but that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. You just need to do it.
Yeah, that's
what you're supposed to be a human man.
Exactly.
Human man kind of doing it today.
Exactly.
All right. Now, let me ask you that, Mr. Twannyan. I'll be getting deep into this thing and really enjoying it. Let me ask you, if your son follow every step of your life, will you be proud or worried, and why? Okay, you got two boys.
Yeah,
they want to grow up
I got
tomorrow,
2 boys.
right? While growing up, you did some things and you grew one by one. Let's say if they decide to follow everything that you did, will you be worried or will you be proud?
I will be worried. I'll be worried because the goal is to be better than the previous generation. That's the goal. And throughout history, we build upon from the prior generation. So for my kids, and I was telling, like, hey man, I want you to be better than me. And we do our best to show them how it went for us, what the good part and the bad part. That way they can see, oh, Papa did it their way, it didn't work. Let me try and do it this way. Because whenever something happened, when I look at mistake as failure, I look as a learning opportunity.
Correct.
So for my failure, I want to make sure that my kid did not repeat that same failure. So I do not want my kid to follow my same footsteps. I want my kid to be better than me.
Got you. Now I'm going to still push you on our question. You know I'm not going to let it slide.
I know that you got that bully.
What one bad thing you think you did that you don't really want your kids to do? Can you give us an example? Because as a father, what other father will be watching to say, look, this is what I did. I don't want my kids to follow. You know, what do you think it will be? Yeah, you think you don't want them to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna. In my case,
correct.
One thing I would say that I want my kid to be fearful of things.
To be fearful of things?
Of things. So it could be wherever you see that, wherever you see that whatever you think that you should do, just try it. Don't be so afraid of it. So, for example,
you don't want them to be fearful, or you want them to be fearful of things?
No, not to be fearful of things. Just try.
Yeah.
Just try.
So don't fear anything.
Don't fear. Just go for it.
Man, growing up, let me tell you something. Let me get you a story. If my mother watches, she'll tell you. I was one child. I grew up. I never knew what they call fear. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So now, some of the things that I did when I was growing up that could actually harm me. Now, when I say the thing about it, I just say, wow, what was I thinking?
Yes.
Because I did not fear anything. I was not afraid of nobody or nothing. Like, you know how you're small. I remember one time I went to visit my grandma. I'm going to give you this story.
Yeah.
In Nima. You know, they told Nima devil.
Yeah.
So this story took place in Ban. So the people, you know how the devil can be dressing behind the hall, everything, the devil got you dancing. I decided in my mind that the person inside the particular devil, I must see this person.
Oh.
So while everybody got used to everybody singing, they were singing, they were going somewhere, I sneaked behind those people. They went, they took the guy for, you know, I talk about the long devil. I talk about
I know
the guy came from inside that thing, and when I saw the guy didn't see me. I ran away. This was on a Saturday after like a little play they did in the town, in Ban.
Yeah.
Ban City. So my grandfather was the chief in Butu. So when my grandfather came to visit my grandma in Ban, he had a dinner for his friends. So my grandma cooked a lot of people. So my grandfather said, okay, let's sit down and eat. Mr. David Bollie Sr., may his soul rest in peace. Guess who came to have dinner with us?
Oh,
the very dude. The man dude I saw it at the kid because my grandma be man.
Yeah,
So all I
yeah.
had to eat. Bro, I was just nervous on that dinner before.
Your hair was shaky.
My grandma said, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "Nothing." I was shaking. You know, a little child now.
Yeah.
You see the dog, you see the. So that's why I asked you this question. So fear, I mean, you can't fear anything. If you fear anything, the only thing that fear is a failure is fear.
Yes, yes.
Well, thank you for that elaboration.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Carr, I mean,
Yeah, and then before you move on, let's just put another point in. So that I want my kid not to fear, but also let them know that, hey, calculate the risk. You gotta make sure you weigh the consequences, because you don't want to just jump at anything without calculating it. So caveat on that, tell them like, hey, I want them not to be fearful or anything, but at the same time, make sure you calculate the risk. Don't just.
so that's the bad thing you did. That was your only bad thing.
Yeah, well, my only bad thing is I was very fearful. So
Okay. All right.
I would always be so scared to try new things.
Okay, so you don't want your kids to be that.
Yes, I don't want my kid to be that way. So I wanted to definitely try things. But on the back end, I'd be like, hey, make sure you calculate the risk that's involved with it. So do calculate the risk.
All right, my people, that's the voice of the Twannyan Carr, and we are still here. Now we come to identity and responsibility, Mr. Carr. What does being a father and a husband truly means to you beyond just providing financially?
Being a husband and a father
means to you.
Yeah. Is one
just beyond financial.
Yeah.
Because some boy, by the time they say because you husband and father, that financial business.
Nope.
Yeah.
So I mean,
what beyond that?
Yeah, so being a husband and a father is one of the best honor that a man can obtain, because you have to obtain it. You can't it doesn't just fall in your lap. You have to obtain it, and you have to work towards it.
Correct.
Yeah. So
one of my guests told me that not because you produce it, mean your father.
Nope.
So you tell us now.
Yes.
My viewers watching, other fathers that will be watching, give the advice. What does being a father and husband means just beyond financial?
Yeah.
Because if that was the case back then, our father didn't do it. You can't get full money, you gone. You get all the plenty get in. You bump plenty outside children in, and I say, so when you give me financial support, it means you follow. I mean, so what is beyond that?
Yeah. So as you know now, we're in a different environment.
Correct.
Yep.
In a different era.
A different era.
Correct.
So as a husband, both the husband and the wife has to work hand in hand to make the family work. So back then, most of the time you just have the husband working, the wife wasn't working. Correct. But nowadays, in our society, you need both husband and wife to make it happen.
My man, tell the woman.
No. That's but you can have one without the other.
Guess what? You as a husband,
you can have one
provide
financial.
You can where is it beyond finance?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get at. So basically, you have to be supportive of the family. Financial part you can put that aside because anyone can provide the money. So supportive means that the things to be done around the house. You gotta be the handyman sometimes.
You will define a handyman because not every woman look at handyman as a thing. So Paul, they say handyman, you will be able to fix it. Come on, it's poor. When you're less poor, you papa, you must stay up there and fix it. When your grass in your yard, you must call it. Yes. You must be able to build kitchen table. So go ahead, but we'll come to the handyman to say you can define what the handyman is.
Know your limitations. So whatever you can do, make sure you do it to the best ability, but know your limitation.
Limitation in what way?
In terms of being a handyman, because there's some situation you jump in.
Who define what a handyman is? The woman who wants to be a handyman, or you telling your woman, I'm a handyman in this area?
Well, when the situation arises, it will define whether you're a handyman or not. Yeah, because sometimes
what if you get your map the flow with
that I handyman out.
Okay, but I want to say you get the
yeah, so handyman will be fixing things around. So now,
if you're not an electrician,
then you got to make sure you know a friend, an electrician, or pay for an electrician.
No, handyman, you must do this.
So that one aspect, and also helping around, because there's a lot that go around the house that guys can help around too. I mean, some guys don't know how to cook. So I mean, Ordering the food could be another way to substitute that way.
What for if you get microwave?
Well, microwave there too. So that's it. That's it. You can't cook. Then ordering the food will help. But you got to find a way to balance things. So being a father, there's more in terms of you got to make sure you steer your family in the right direction. You got to make sure you're supporting the family, be it emotionally, be it physically, whatever the case might be. But just be there for the family because it's very important because you are the foundation of the family. And being available. I mean, you know, but everybody's situation is different. That's what I'm saying though, because some people, based on their career, they may not be really available all the time. So, but when you are there, make sure you plug in with the family.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right. Now, are you the kind of man or father your children will be proud to become one day in the future?
Yes. I would say that.
And why is that? Elaborate.
The reason being that...
in your elaboration, please also give example to other fathers what they can do for their kids to be proud of them tomorrow in the future.
Yes. And the key thing though, our kids see our action more than to hear what we say. Because based on how you present yourself, the kids are watching you. So they learn more from what you're doing than what you're saying.
Boy child or gay child?
You know, both of them. Yes. So when you say it, go in one ear, go out the other ear. But when you do it in your actions, they see that, say, oh, that's what he did. For example, so I would tell my kids, I mean, both my kids love winning in anything they do. Like, they love winning.
That's good mindset.
Yes, they love winning.
I love to be second to nobody.
Yes, they love winning. And I always tell them, like, hey, sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some, but you must always try your best.
To be number one.
Yes. As long as you try your best or put your best foot forward, everything will fall where it's supposed to fall. And if you try your best to be the number one, you'll be the number one. So that's what I always tell them, like, you may lose, but hey, do your best to it, and that's what counts.
And you think about telling them that you'll be the kind of man that your kids will be proud of tomorrow?
Yes, because what I'm instilling them that, hey, every day I'm making sure that I work on, you know, like I said earlier, that I'm an entrepreneur. So I'm working towards, you know, building up a company. Mm-hmm. So they see me working on that, see me doing meetings, see me doing what I need to do. They see that I'm putting my best foot forward. So they see my action in that I'm putting my best foot forward. And whatever they do, they are doing similar things too.
Thank you very, very much. That is the voice of Mr. Twannyan Carr. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the podcast, The Mind of a Father. Father who is not just about being there, it is about showing up, standing strong, and shaping lives every single day. A father presence can build a child or break one. You're listening. Today, we ask the hard question that defines what it really means to be a man, a husband, and then a father. Anybody can have a child, but not every man becomes a father. This is where real father, you will hear real father speak, reflect, and grow. This is the Mind of a Father, the podcast. I want you to stay tuned. We will be right back. We will take a break, and when we come back, we'll turn it back over to our guest so he can continue firing. God no run all of you listen, your father there today. Happy Father's Day to you. Yes. But not only that, we'll still ask a hard question so other people can watch to see what other fathers are doing at home and what they're not doing at home. So, Mr. Carr, sit tight. We'll be right back.
All right.
Contact Bollie TV to promote your events. At Bollie TV, we shine a positive spotlight on our community in Arizona, delivering uncut and uncensored content that truly represents the essence of local happenings. For reliable news and exciting updates on local community politics, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We offer a range of affordable promotional packages designed to make your event stand out. If you are in business, sports, or showcasing local talents and looking to see beautiful tourist locations, we are here to elevate your presence. Do not wait to be part of the conversation. Go subscribe to Bollie TV on YouTube now. Call us at 480-228-1229 or email us at jbollie1980@gmail.com for any questions.
So we want you to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to Bollie TV.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to Bollie TV/Bollie Media. We are back again, the mind of a father. Once again, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. And let God continue to bless you and your relationship, your children, and the union that you are into. Once again, fatherhood is just not about being there. We'll keep reminding you. It is about showing up, standing strong, and shaping life every single day. A father presence can build a child or break a child. Today, we ask the hard questions that define what really it means to be a man, a husband, and a father. Anybody can have a child, but not every man becomes a father. This is where real fathers will speak, we will hear them, they will reflect, and they will grow. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to Bollie TV. Welcome to the episode of The Mind of a Father. I'm going to turn back to my guests so we can continue the discussion because we're not done yet.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we will continue the discussion now that we are back from our break. We will be discussing now honesty and accountability. So I will turn to Mr. Twannyan Carr to say, what is one mistake you have made as a father or husband that still weighs on you today?
One that weigh on me today will be key. I have to learn to communicate more with my wife, because the communication is very key.
She watching it too.
She watching, and she can attest to that. I have to better explain myself in a situation because sometimes you just you want to handle it and not bounce off of them as much. So one thing I always try to say, and I'm learning how to communicate more with my wife. I would definitely say that. And keep in mind, we've been together for 20 some years. So
ain't that 27 years, you still not learning to communicate?
No, because it changes, The situation changes. We're growing.
I would not handle men to you.
We're growing. So, and keep in mind that in the beginning, you have everything to talk about all the time, because everything is new. But as you get accustomed, you just think you already know what that person's going to say. But that person also growing that you're not saying. So I would have to say I would have to communicate better with my spouse. So.
What are one of the things that you think you can tell men out there when it comes to communication that will improve the communication with the spouse, with their children? I mean, something that you think that you have been using because you see you learn it.
Yes.
Because as you learn, you say everybody make mistake, but mistake is there to teach you to do things better.
Yes.
Yeah. So in your case now, since 27 years, you've been learning how to communicate with your wife.
Always.
What are some of the things that you have learned and you are making adjustment on so other fathers can? So talk to our fathers then.
Yes. So one thing is you got to say what you're going to do and mean what you're going to say. So because you can't tell her one thing and then do something else. That way we get in trouble. Trouble.
I was happy that. Let me know give an example where you tell one thing to do something else.
Yeah. So especially when it comes to business wise, you want to definitely handle your business in-house on your own, and then you make the business decisions and then you be like, hey, honey, the decision is already made.
Also, you don't want to be a dictator when it comes to something where you and your wife are supposed to be in partnership with that.
Yes. So I definitely, over the years, I've learned that you have to communicate effectively. And
do you think procrastination for your wife can maybe cause some of that dictatorship habit?
It's true. Yes, sometimes it does because with men we have action, meaning that we want to get stuff done, but the ladies say chewing on what you need to get done. So you go and make a decision, but you didn't talk to me about it. So what I think is you have to communicate to make it flow, because the more you talk to the person, they'll understand where you're coming from, and they'll understand where you're going. But
You mean the convincing?
not so much convincing, because if you convince someone all the time, that means they have to step back and let you do what you have to do. But if you communicate, because sometimes there are certain situations that there's something that you're not seeing,
and they are seeing.
But if you don't communicate about it, you wouldn't know.
I'm guilty of that too.
Yes.
Sometimes too, my wife, myself, sometimes I will say one thing, and I just wanted to go, and then sometimes when I get stuck, she'll say, "I'll tell you."
Yes.
She'll say, "I'll tell you."
Yes.
Because you are right. It happens to me, and I'm going to take myself inside.
Yeah.
Because for me, when I say I want to do something, before I can decide that, okay, this is what I'm going to do, as somebody who, like, I'm very judgmental when it comes to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if people know.
So your worst critic.
Yeah, I'm my own critic.
Yeah.
Anything I do today, even podcast, when I finish editing all the podcasts, I see so. Before I can put it out to the public, I will watch it, go back. I will schedule on YouTube. So now we'll take it back again.
Yeah.
Or so now, even when I even pull it out, I will lay down on my bed and watch that podcast, watch it, and be like, okay, next time we'll do it like this again.
Yes.
So, and me, once I made up my mind, I said, this is what I want to do, nothing can distract me. And sometimes it is not just about you just wanting to do things. It's always good sometimes to listen to your partner.
Yes.
I will not lie to you.
Yes.
It's always good sometimes to listen, because you can't always be right.
That is correct.
You can't always be right.
Yeah.
If you think you're always right, just forget it.
You're wrong.
You put yourself into a depot.
Yes.
All right, well, thank you for that. And have you ever had to apologize to your children or your wife? And what did that teach you? Let's go to the wife first. Have you ever had to apologize to your wife? What did that teach you? And give an example of what happened that you had to apologize to her. Or are you the kind of man that can even apologize to a woman?
So saying an apology is something that us as men, we have.
No, talk for you, sir.
No. Well,
I want you to say us, because there are people, men that be wives, that men
they're telling me to say, yeah.
So say as for me.
As for me,
Yeah.
Whenever I make a decision, I have turned that decision upside down so many times that I have seen a lot of different ways that it might go.
Mm-hmm.
So when it doesn't go that way, it's hard for me to apologize for it. But then in hindsight, apologize make it a lot easier to make things move forward. So for my wife, I do my best to apologize as fast as I can.
How many times have you apologized? They 127 years.
Oh, it's countless. She might say I never does, but I do in my actions. I do my actions.
She can count how many times you apologize?
She won't be able to reach it. It's too much time. I apologize. I don't make too much mistake. I always make sure I dissect it before I make the decision.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, so the key thing now that I have to apologize for is making a decision without communicating effectively with her, and it didn't go the way that it was supposed to go. So I had to apologize. Yes, I should have come back and let you know where it was heading. But you know, as guys, you're trying to say, okay, it's heading this way. I'm going to fix it. But they don't know you're fixing it. But you have to tell them, like, hey, I'm fixing it. So they know that, okay, I can relax, you're fixing it. But if you don't communicate that you're fixing it, then she's not aware of that you're fixing it. So
correct.
So I had to apologize for that. Like, hey.
To your wife?
To my wife, that, hey.
Have you ever apologized to your kids?
Yeah, I do apologize to the kids. I do, because it's important that they know that I can take accountability. If I'm wrong, I think I'm wrong. So sometimes, let's say the remote is somewhere that I might have left it on the counter, and I'm blaming them for it, knowing that I did it. Well, I figured out, oh yeah, I left it here for a little bit ago. So I'll be like, hey, Papa, sorry for doing that.
So then what would you say to men who believe that you're not supposed to apologize? Men who believe that when you apologize, because there are some out there, men out there, when you apologize to a woman, it means that you're not being your man.
No. And
even to your children.
Yeah. Yep. And the thing about it is, you are not always right.
Exactly.
I'm not always right. Yeah, so that's the key thing you have to realize, that you cannot be right all the time.
Because, I mean, some men they know they messed up, right?
Yeah.
They know they mess up, but they won't play hard and try to macho their way back. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about.
Yep. And what that does, it builds a wall, because the moment you put a stone wall up, it's hard to break it down. So versus you easily move on from something by apologizing for it and knowing that you were wrong.
Does that belittle you?
No, it does not.
For apologizing?
It does not. If you're wrong.
What if the woman is wrong? Will you apologize to her? What if your wife is wrong and then she stands her ground?
Well, wrong is wrong.
Yeah, but I understand.
Yeah, wrong is wrong.
You as a man, right?
Yes.
Have your wife ever gotten mad where you know she wronged you, but she stood her ground and you went and apologized to her?
No. No, because wrong is wrong. In my book, wrong is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to apologize for someone else's wrong.
So you let that confusion prolong where everybody stay far from each other. Because the women, when they get there, they call a speech for you. That whole hall looking there, nobody living inside again.
Yeah.
So for the sake of peace, will you apologize, even though she's wrong?
No,
as a man.
No. So we communicate what the situation is and why.
Who initiate the communication? But because I more wrong, where she won't speak to you.
So it's going to be upon you to make it right, in terms of that.
No, let's forget about it. Where if she does not want to speak to you, even though she's wrong, will you, as a man, for the sake of peace in the house with the children, will you reach out to your wife and say, happy, let us go and apologize for happy, for the sake of peace?
That set a wrong precedent, because if it's wrong, it's wrong. You know what I mean?
You believe that saying sorry to your wife, even if she wrongs you, is a bad precedent to set?
No, for anyone. If someone wronged you, you can't apologize for that wrong, because if it is wrong, it's wrong.
Well, okay, what if you decide, what would you say to men who, when their wives wrong them, they have to apologize to the wife just to keep the calm in the house for the sake of peace? Do you think that they're being less of a man, or are they setting a wrong precedent? Which one are they doing?
Yeah, so the key thing here is this, though. You have to know, as a man, your household is your household, and you have to make sure you govern it as your own household, because what worked for me may not work for you.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that's what I'm asking you.
Yes. So what works for me, when my wife is wrong, she knows she's wrong.
She must apologize.
I'm not so looking for because sometimes, it is what it is. It is what it is.
We don't want to speak in code. What it is?
Yeah, no. So and when you communicate, when you talk about it, you might be thinking she's wrong, but based on from a different angle too.
No, but this is what I'm saying now. Yeah. Not about you thinking or assuming your wife is wrong. She actually did something that she is actually wrong for doing what she did. Now, and then in that case, she stand her ground and call a speech from you. Don't want to talk to you. She lay now in different room there in the hall. The woman will give me. I know.
No, but
we're talking from a male perspective here. Yes. You know what I mean? In that case now, what will you do? Will you still allow that thing to drag on, or will you go and apologize to the wife for the sake of peace? So
this is what we say you should be the bigger man, right?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Yeah, no, but in my case,
will you be the bigger man?
Yeah, in my case though, we talk it through in terms of who initiate that communication.
Yeah.
In your case, in my case, it all depends. Sometimes it will be me to just break the ice. Don't be so, it happen.
So you reach out.
Yeah. Well, it all depends. It all depends. It all depends.
So reach out.
Yeah. So you make it like okay, it's wrong. I understand, but the key thing about it is talking through it. That's the key thing. Because if you don't talk through it, it will just linger.
So you reach out as a man. Now, have you reached out before as a man where she was wrong, and you guys just iron things up?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
And they didn't take nothing. And they didn't take nothing less. They didn't take less. It didn't take
nothing from me. But what I'm saying is, a wrong is a wrong. That's what it is. A wrong is a wrong. Yes. Yes.
So what would be your advice to your man, to our friend man in this situation?
So as from my perspective, I stand the ground that a wrong is a wrong, no matter what. But like how Bodo said, if it's for peace sake, you punish it. But you have to figure out what works for you. You have to learn over time how you handle.
Know your woman.
Know your woman. Exactly. Know your woman, and how she handled before, and how you're gonna handle it going forward. So yeah, but I mean,
now when you're looking for apologies from your woman as a man, what type of apology are you doing? Are you looking for verbal apology? Because women get to know what to apologize. I will ask you nothing. What are you looking for in an apology?
yes, I mean that.
What worked for you?
What worked for me? One is taking accountability.
So you want to verbally say, yeah, I did this. You accept that.
Yeah. So
Where if she said nothing, you come from where one day she lay down your nice little luxury and something to apologize in other ways.
But that will work anytime. That will work anytime. But
I mean, there are many ways to get apology.
Yeah, there are many.
That's what I'm asking. In your case, would you want like a verbal apology, or you want the woman say, "Sorry, I was wrong," or there are many ways? Because people communicate. Communication is not just about talking.
Yeah, it's about action too. So like I said, the first thing is taking accountability, man. That you know that whatever you did was wrong, so you take accountability of that. And in my case too, when I do wrong, it'll burn my heart to take accountability of it, but I'll do my best to take accountability.
Why is everybody hard for you to take accountability of something that you did wrong as a man?
Well,
is that a man ego?
Well, wrong is that's the
exactly
ego, the ego part.
Wrong is wrong.
Wrong is wrong.
So why is it give you difficult time to take accountability?
Yeah, so taking accountability in that, because you know how like us man, we are like
no, hey, you
okay, for me.
Yeah.
So when you dissect it, like, hey, I was wrong at this one. I got to make it right.
Yeah.
So that's how you have to.
So do you verbally?
You have verb.
No.
So for me personally, if I'm wrong, I verbally say, hey. That one, I
don't do all the communication.
I go straight to the point. I'll run to it.
And what have that taught you though? Apologizing, because you know what I mean? It's very hard. That's true. You're saying too. Let's be honest. Some men, it just hard for some people. Men, especially that ego when you kind of they know they're wrong.
Yeah.
You know you're wrong. The woman will catch you doing something that you're not supposed to be doing.
Yes.
But to just say sorry,
yeah.
Why you think it's like that? Why have I taught? What are apologizing to your partner or your children? Why has it taught you as a man?
Yeah, because a key aspect of being a man is you have to be humble in certain situations. You can't always be stone cold mountain all the time. You gotta be humble in certain situations. One of those situations is if you're wrong, you gotta humble yourself when you're wrong. You gotta humble yourself when you're wrong. But if you're right, stand the mountain time, be like, yes. You gotta stand the mountain time, but when you're right, you're right. No matter what. When you're right, you're right. Because right, if it's right, it's right.
So who decide where is right and where is wrong in your case? The man, you or your partner? For a situation.
For so situation,
because she may do something that she believed that it was right for her doing this, and she was right to do it, and you said no, it was wrong. Where two of you come to a deadlock, where nobody want to agree who was right and who was wrong. In that situation, as a man, Mr. Carr, what do you do in that situation?
So you come to a point that is the impasse. You mean that hey, we both seeing it from there, and because it's like looking at the number 6, 9. So from her angle, she's looking at a 9. She see a 9. From my angle, I'm seeing a 6. You know.
So how do you? Who compromise first?
So what you have to do is you have to communicate that hey, the way you see that number, that's a 6. The way I see that number, that's a 9. So you have to make sure you tell what vantage point.
So the two all might looking at it
exactly. Wrong. So we have to communicate that hey, we both looking at from different angles, and let them know that angle looking at it from hey. This is why I'm looking at from this angle, and she tell you what she's looking from. So you have to definitely communicate it, because the key thing is get over the impasse is communicating it. You have to communicate. You got to talk it through.
Thank you. All right. So talk to your wife. Not every time you alone will be right. All right. Now, Mr. Carr, in what ways have you fallen short emotionally, even if you show up physically?
Emotionally,
yeah. I mean, because you say from bound is
yes.
So that's why I'm asking that. In what way have you fallen short emotionally, even if you show up physically?
Yeah. So when it comes to emotions, me personally, I try to keep as much in as possible. But I'm very considerate. So I'm a person. I'm in tune to how my wife is feeling, because if the situation is not correct, I can feel it. That's my personality. I'm very in tune to my wife. People feel, I have that. That's my gift. I'm very in tune to situations. So the emotional aspect of things, I mean, I'll probably take a step back, assess the situation, and then re-engage. Because so the key for me, I'll always like to take a step back and then re-engage. I don't like to engage right off the bat.
Have you cried in front of your wife before?
So in the beginning, yeah, that
In the beginning of the marriage?
in the beginning,
Yeah,
you know,
so
it was like, yeah, we
Maybe like
it
1 or
was-
2 years.
yeah, that initial stage, I have.
What was the situation, may I ask?
Well, the situation was it was some emotional. I mean, it was a private situation, but
Okay.
we definitely talk it through. But crying in front of the wife, yeah,
How many times in the 27 years you not cried in front of a woman?
that was the first and last time.
So in year 1, the rest of the 26 years, I ain't crying again.
No, no.
What made you to stop? How was it like?
It, that was because you don't want to, because crying all the time does not show strength, because
I mean, why does
not
show
all the time, not every little thing you're crying, you know.
Because is that the same belief in Africa? Men are supposed to cry?
Not so men are supposed to cry.
Well.
Is, you know, you cannot always cry.
So-
It be certain occasion. I mean, in death. I mean, definitely. I mean,
No,
definitely.
we're not talking about that.
Yeah, yeah.
We're talking about other situations.
Other situation. Yeah, I mean, yeah. You're not for every little thing you're crying about it. And even crying can always just be that you're showing tears. Also, the way you handle the situation can be crying about it too. Not so much that you're showing tears, but the way you handle the situation could be crying about it. Like the way you communicate it, the way you.
Well, because some people will say crying now, they think that tears got come.
Yeah.
Now,
Now,
have you come to a point where tears now come from your eye in front of your children or your wife? Have you cried in front of your kids?
So we're not talking about somebody passing away or anything like that.
No, but have you cried? Like, have your kids seen emotional before you cry?
At proud moments, you know, if you have a great accomplishment, I mean,
Okay.
yes, you know, those type of things, you know, that's understandable. But yeah, so crying is not all about just showing tears. You can also cry through the way you express yourself too.
That's exactly. Not all the time I say, oh man, 'cause I mean, I sort of cry, but you cry.
Yeah.
Crying a woman, I know to the other woman don't get tears. Yeah. So let's come to mental and emotional stress. How do you handle pressure, right? When everything depends on you.
Yes. And
So give that advice to our men.
yeah, because
Because if you went through that before, you got experience,
Yeah.
then you should know, give an advice.
yeah, and the key thing though, pressure is always on men. And
Why you say that?
Pressure can come from every different angle, you know, meaning that you want to make sure that you steer your family in the right direction. You want to make sure you steer yourself in the right direction. You make sure that you're there for your community as well. So all these different pressure, and then the financial side of things too. So you have pressure from all different angles. So in terms of how you handle it, is definitely finding, because you can't always live alone by yourself all the time. You have to find a community, be it like-minded individuals, be it your friends, be it reaching out in a social media setting, but you got to find an outlet to release that pressure. So in my case, I do a lot of, you know, running, walking, you know, you got to find a way to release that stress, because stress can be very overwhelming.
That is correct.
Yes. So you got to
Do
find
you
some-
show, when you stress out, do you show it out for your wife or your kids to know that you stress?
For me personally, I do my best not to have it bleed into the family, because the family looking at you, and if you can maintain your stress level, that can really put a strain on the family as a whole. So you have to make sure that you got to work as a dam, you know, like a electric dam, meaning that you're gonna have that pressure coming from the water.
To provide electricity.
Exactly, provide electricity. So you got to make sure you stand strong to not let it bleed into the family, because as you can see, whenever a dam opened up, the water pressure just flow down. So you got to make sure you hold it back as much as you can. but find other outlets to help you relate. That's why you got the turbine to let that water release every now and then. So find groups that you can go to, like men's group, exercising, reading. I mean, just find whatever bring you outside pleasure to release stress.
For me, I don't like handle stress well, but what can really help me is music. Music. Because I believe that not every situation you always have an answer for.
Yes.
That mindset I grew up with, that not everything you will be able to solve.
Yes.
So I do what I call addition and subtraction.
Okay.
In my under stress as a man.
Yeah.
There are certain things I know, okay, no matter what I do, I'm not going to get rid of the things.
Yes.
So the addition part of it, I found a replacement for that. It may not be the same, but we'll replace it.
Yes. Yes.
And I do that with my headphone in my ear with music.
Music.
Even sometimes when I get stressed from work, I don't like to show my stress when I come home.
Yes.
Two things, I can't just go straight in my room, put music in my ear, and just relax myself.
Yeah.
Or I put music, I sit in my car, listen to music.
That's good. That's good.
That because a lot of people don't handle stress well. Some people will handle stress. I mean, I remember, I think 2008, one of my managers that used to work with me, the guy, because they lay our whole department all that time. The guy, one woman collected 4 kids and went 30, all of them.
Wow.
He put it himself. Because he already told us that within 3 weeks, that department will no longer be here. The other department all feel up, so they will let us know what they will do.
Yeah.
So some people don't take stress too well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
now, growing up, I know you talk about how our father. Do you feel comfortable expressing emotions, or were you raised to suppress them? I mean, from your background now, growing up.
yeah, so in my household, we had the mom and dad was there. Growing up in the African setting, expressing emotions and
It's not common.
It's not common.
So that's why I'm asking you now, though, were you raised to suppress them? Because that can have I'm sorry for interjecting, because most of the time, especially those who stay in the household with an African father, who never, he come from where? Hello, Papa, you go in your room. Hello, Papa. You see, Papa, no, anyone. For me, our mother was always watching movies with us.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So we all got close to our mom because of a person we could talk to, and stuff like that. But you couldn't express yourself like that, to your African parents. So I'm asking you now, do you feel comfortable expressing your emotions now that you are transitioning over to a new culture, or were you raised to suppress them and that culture has to continue with you here?
So in our household, though, I mean, we do our best to let the kids express themselves, because you don't want to bother it too much, because the more you bother it, you're gonna find a way to seep out some type of way. So we all like them to express themselves, and their mom does a better job with that. I myself, because when we were growing up, we don't talk.
That's what I'm asking you
as much to the family.
Are you still suppressing your emotions, or are you able to freely express yourself now? Are you comfortable now?
To a certain extent, because as in a new society, you learn to adapt.
That's correct.
So in my case, adapting to the society I'm growing in, because I think finding an outlet to express yourself is key. Because if you can't keep it in, because it's just a pressure cooker that just waiting to explode. Yes.
Waiting to explode.
Yes. So that's why you have a lot of, like, over here, man. I mean, the kids are, even at the house, the kids are just indoor all the time, and I do my best to get them outside. Like, hey, guys, we got to get outside.
Right.
So they got to find a way to be out there. Find an outlet. They can outlet for stress.
Now, as a father, all right, because we're talking about coming from a different tradition and coming here, and you still find it difficult to express yourself. Sometimes you say nothing.
Yes.
I mean, is there any silent battle that you are fighting that your family does not see?
Yeah, we all are.
We are many.
It's a battle that. So my thing is, my personal battle is I want to change my family trajectory. Like I want everyone in my family to live to the best potential. So I want to be, and I will be the one that makes sure the family not repeat the same cycle year in and year out, year in and year out. So the next generation, I want to make sure that we break whatever thing that we feel that is not working, because yeah, you know, they definitely want to be the one that transform the family. That's my inner battle.
That is the voice of Mr. Twannyan Carr. Will be here to learn, because this is very informative and this is very educative. Fatherhood is not just about being there, it is about showing up, standing strong, and shaping lives every single day. A father presence can build a child or break one. Today, we are here asking the hard questions that define what it really means to be a man, a husband, and then a father. Anybody can have a child, my people, but not every man becomes a father. So this podcast is where you will hear real father speak, real father reflects, and real father grow. Once again, like I always say, grab your popcorn, because we're going deeper and deeper. The mindset of a father. You will hear it on every episode as we go through this Father's Day month. Mr. Carr, we are now coming to marriage and partnership. What does being a good husband look like when things are not going well for you?
Yes, and being a good husband, where your good show is when things are not going well, because when things are going well is the easiest thing to do. I mean, everything is fine, you know.
Wife, you're not complaining.
Not complaining, but when things,
all I want to happen.
yeah, what I want to happen,
Wife, you complaining.
yes. So now is where you have to show up and make it work, because
So how can a man watching today make it work when things not going well for them?
yes. So the key thing here is this, though. You have to first and foremost look within yourself. You have to do that self-assessment, like what Michael Jackson said, the man in the mirror. So you got to self-reflect. After you have done that, then you'll be able to come out to the family, or in this case, your wife now, and state your intention. I mean, if it's a difficult time, something that you all can talk it through, because like I always going back to, communication is key in a marriage. If you're not communicating on a regular basis, forget about it. Eventually, you gotta be in the courthouse. So you all have to communicate cleanly and effectively, and make sure you express from your vantage point, and also be open to where that person's vantage point is also, because you can see it from where they're seeing it from. So the key thing is you have to talk it through. And
Even when you're coming to get evicted, your car down break down, your children coming to be homeless, you lost your job. Tell me, Mr. Carr, what does being a good husband look like when things are not going well in the situation that I just explained?
yes. So in that case, this is where you have to. So after you've done your self-reflection, communicate with the wife, that's when you have to pull your family in. You stress create that bond, because like when you're tying a rope, when it loose, you're not gonna get good pressure in it. You get a good knot when you pull together. So that way you have to come close together. Because most of the time what ends up happening in that special situation, that's when things fall apart. That's when things fall apart.
Especially women and the children.
Yes, that's when things fall apart.
You know, come and go to shelter.
Yes.
Man, then all that pressure. Bad thought they're coming from the mouth to you.
Yeah, that's it. So and the key thing, you have to be able to communicate to the family what the game plan is. You got to have a game plan, because with all that going hector-scatter all over the place, the family look up to you and say, how are we going to handle this?
Yeah.
So that's why when I mentioned that you got to find a way to find out in terms of having a group that you can,
who will help you to get a car, the who will help you
in terms of support, in terms,
the moral support.
More support. In terms of networking too, because I mean, it's not just all about asking for help. It's all about networking as well.
First of all, some of the men, okay, yeah, run away. Yeah, the whole family, they give it.
Running,
follow side chick, go do their own thing.
Running is, you can escape yourself. You
leave the children, the woman behind. You a woman one.
Yeah, but you leaving, but your conscience is still going with you.
Some people don't.
They may say they do not, but it's still with you. And in terms of a marriage, if you respect your marriage and you want to see the marriage continue, you're going to pull the family together even closer, because it's kind of like, in nature, when it rains sometimes you can see the bird can hover over
Mama
the
bird can go and call
and the papa that everybody can hold each other. That's what you have to do in those crises, because they're going to need to see that you were there when things were at its worst, because everything happened for a reason. That there's going to be if that situation happening, it's a lesson you have to learn from it. And one of my motto in life is, you got to learn from the past. Always learn from the past. You have to adjust in the present. You got to make that adjustment. You got to plan for the future. If you do all those three things, you will come to that crisis.
So is that how you keep respect and love alive in a marriage during a tough season?
Yes, you have to. You have to learn from the past how.
No, man, a stressful woman, I believe in that thing called love. A woman come and they come and kick the children out. They come and be homeless. Husband lost the job. How do you keep love alive in that kind of a tough season?
Yeah,
as a father now.
Yeah,
as a husband.
As a husband. So I mean, you have to communicate your intention. You have a plan. You cannot just not come to plan in this crisis without a plan. And even, but it has to be that you and your wife understand each other, because if there's no understanding in that crisis, you might go your separate way.
Do you believe in divorce?
I do believe in divorce if it's something that's necessary.
What will make it necessary for you to divorce?
So you have sometimes that people grow apart. There's sometimes you hear people that have been together for 50 years, and all of a sudden the person
they tired sleeping in different directions.
Yeah.
You know how your husband can walk.
Yes. Is
that a reason for divorce?
No. But if you are growing apart,
how you grow apart when you've been together for 50 years? Don't you get used to things when it's still longer with you versus when it's still less with you?
Well, think of a tree situation. When a tree grow, a tree in the same spot. Let me use a tree for example. Mm-hmm. The tree grow in the same spot. Mm-hmm. The goal of the tree is to just be in that spot and grow, and you pulling the water from the ground and bearing fruits and whatnot. But it come a time that, hey, the tree got a disease, they got to cut it down. So it's similar situation,
Well, I'm talking about marriage. What disease cause?
No, what I mean is,
I look at
the analogy. Yeah. So meaning that the disease I'm referring to
is what?
Is that you are not growing together anymore. You are not in the same mindset. You ought to have the same focus.
And what do you think cause or have effect that will bring such disease that you're mentioning?
So in a marriage, you have to learn. You will learn each other, because once you meet, you will learn each other habits. And a marriage will expose yourself to your partner, and your partner expose yourself to you. So you will know what your partner is about. So you have to make sure you communicate, because communication is going to be the foremost thing.
Don't you think the older you guys get, the more communications will be between you guys, because y'all can barely talk now. You're sit down, you're thinking about your good old days. Nothing y'all can do again.
Yeah. So I mean, because when we talk about the divorce, because my thing is, if you are not growing together, you're growing apart.
You've been here 27 years.
Yes, we're growing together. We're growing together.
But so in 50 years,
we're growing together. We're growing together.
Do you think that disease may affect your 50 years anniversary?
No.
for the trajectory you're going.
We're growing together, and that's why we do our best to communicate it to each other. And the key thing is, the longer with somebody, there's no way they can hide behind anything because you know them in and out. You know them in and out. But the key thing is you have to definitely communicate with the partner where you see the family going, where you see the future is like, in our case, our kids are still young, but grandkids, how we're gonna have, stuff like that. So we talk about the future. So we already learned from the past. We're doing our adjustment in the present. We're planning for the future.
Have you ever taken your partner for granted? If that's the case, what changed your mindset?
So taking the partner for granted, when you was serving for a long time, it's always there. So one of the key thing is, and I'm just my wife for this. She always like, hey, we got to go on dates. So I do my best
To take her out.
to go on dates. I do my best, and I'm saying that because schedule get busy. And funny story that I use is like, how I'm trying to squeeze on. Let's say we go into a friend's party. I'm like, hey, that a date, yo. She was like, no.
Yeah, you want her me time. You and me, you go
exactly.
So, but you just say, when you somebody partner. Oh my God.
So stuff like that. So we do our best, because when you're from there, you're like, okay, you want to make sure you use trade appreciation whenever it is necessary.
Okay, yeah. All right. Thank you so much for that elaboration. But we didn't hear what is your mindset. Okay, so I heard about you taking your partner. I asked a question, but I didn't get the answer. Okay. I said, have you ever taken your partner for granted? Is that where you want to take her to?
Yes. So the granted mean you like, okay, we can just go to the part. That's the date. So like, so not making it a special occasion, because you have to definitely make it special, and that's why I'm like, so I do my best to do the special occasion and the dates and stuff.
All right, people. So now we come to what we call fatherhood impact. What kind of legacy you are intentionally building for your children?
So what legacy I'm intentionally building for my kids will be, one, you be a person of integrity and do things the right way even when no one's looking. That's definitely something that I tell my kids all the time. And they're young, but I tell them, like, do something when no one's looking. Do the right thing regardless.
Yeah.
Be a person of integrity.
Good to hear. Man. Now, what is one thing you wish your father did differently? And how are you correcting that today?
So one thing I think
my father did differently from what you're doing, like what you say you're telling your kids, the legacy you are intentionally building for your children. What is one thing you wish your father did differently? And how are you correcting that today with your kids?
So my dad worked a lot. So he was an engineer. So he was working, it's like, go to work, come home, go to work, come home. Yeah. So the few interaction we had was, I'll help him, fix, like he fixing something out there. Yeah, the screwdriver. Yeah, so.
Besides, no other communication.
Yeah, no communication. Not advice in terms of showing me roadmaps, like, hey, this is a risk that you should take, stuff like more guidance than just figuring out on your own, So what I want to do for my kids is
no father and son talk.
Yeah, I mean we talk, communicated, but
give me the screwdriver.
Yeah, just like, it was just like on a level that we not in depth in terms of giving you roadmap to, like, hey, this was gonna happen, XYZ in terms of business wise, in terms of risk taking. So my dad was very cautious on whatever he did. He was an engineer, so he was very cautious. He didn't talk as much. So
was he like one of the disciplinarian father?
Not very harsh disciplinarian. It just when you got discipline when you did something wrong. He wasn't always just all over. He was very easygoing. My dad was very easygoing. He wasn't very.
Are you raising your children with discipline or fear, and why? If you are doing so, are you raising yours with discipline and fear?
Well, I'm not raising my kid with discipline. In terms of discipline, I'll tell them, like, if they're doing something wrong, I let them know, hey, you can't do that. You know, like the harsh talking, the punishment in terms of go in the corner.
Yeah.
You remember pumping tire?
No, my man.
Yeah. So
no child punishment that I didn't do. So nobody can tell me. I stay in the corner, I pick up pain, I pump tire and all.
Yeah.
That one part of my normal daily thing there.
Yeah.
From Monday to Friday. If I even do it one day, everybody can be surprised.
Yeah. So discipline the kids, definitely. I definitely would discipline the kids. But my goal that I have to work on is more communicating with my kids, because they talk to the mom when they talk to me, but in due time, I think I will make it in a way that I'm open that they can come and talk to.
Thank you. All right, that is the voice of Mr. Twannyan Carr. We stay here. And people, let me tell you something. This Father Day podcast is very important because we'll be seeing different perspectives of fathers. We'll be seeing them reflect on things. We'll be seeing them grow on this podcast, because they can't just be talking about the Baba thing. They'll be talking about how they grow during the time of their mistake. So that's why we come to this podcast. And I personally picked this name, The Mind of a Father. So we'll be looking into the mind of a father today. Some of them will look at the mind of their father versus their time now. Because fatherhood is not just about being there. It is about showing up, standing strong, and shaping lives every single day. A father presence can build a child or break one, my people. Mm-hmm. Today, we ask the hard questions that define what it really means to be a man, a husband, and a father. Anybody can have a child, but not every man becomes a father. This podcast is where real father speaks, real father will reflect, and real father will glow. Okay? So once again, this is a Bollie Media production, and I want you to please pay attention and learn from what we're saying here today. So my people, before we can go, we'll come to the last segment of this discussion. So Mr. Twannyan can keep firing for us before he can do a closing statement. Mr. Carr, we are now coming to balance and sacrifice. What have you had to sacrifice to be present for your family?
So as you obtain your family, meaning that you become a husband, you become a father, they become your number one priority. The family is your number one priority. So if there is a situation that, let's say, the guys want to hang out and my family got to do something, my family will come first. Yeah. So definitely when you become a father, a husband, that's your number one priority. Number one in whatever you do, put them first.
Family is always first.
Yes, yes.
Do you believe you truly form balance, or are you still
working
chasing?
to that balance, meaning that I've adjusted my schedule to be available when my kids are around. I adjust my schedule based on how I see the stress level for my wife. So there was a time that the wife she get out of work, the kids get out of school, and I'm out hustling, trying to do some business stuff. But I feel like, hey, I can't expect the wife to get out of work and then right after that go take care of kids. So I found a way to adjust my schedule in a way that I'm there to help while she's take a break, but also for her mean time. I let her get her mean time. And I take the kids, stuff like that. So definitely I adjust my schedule to make sure that eventually the whole goal is to be able to be available for my kid 24/7.
And how did you handle that guilt of not always being there during the time of that situation?
Yeah, so you can tell in the when you were your partner for a long time, you when there's stress, you would know. Something you might try to play blind, but you would know when there's stress. So I do my best to adapt accordingly, to alleviate that stress level for my partner, for my wife, and then be available for my kids. So I do my best to adjust accordingly. So you have to read the situation and adjust accordingly.
Thank you so much, Mr. Twannyan Carr. We have come to the end of this discussion, before I can allow Mr. Carr to give 1 or 2 closing statements here, 1 or 2 minutes of closing statement. Mr. Carr, let's say, God forbid, at the end of your life, what do you want your children and your wife to say about the man that you were?
Yeah, for one, I want them to say that I was someone that was approachable. Because a lot of fathers are not approachable.
Thank you.
They're not approachable. So I want definitely my kids to say that, yep, if I had an issue, any problem, I would go to my dad about it, or my papa about it. And then next, I would love to leave a legacy that my grandkids, my great-grandkids will know the grandpa, what the grandpa said for them, a foundation. Because a lot of times we know our grandpa, but then the great-great, you don't know, because there was no foundation that was set, there was no legs that was laid out. I mean, you get the last name, but I mean, that carries on. But in terms of knowing that person's name, knowing like what they stood for, and then lastly, some of integrity, someone that treated everybody with respect, someone that was very kind-hearted, and then someone that was very giving.
Yeah, for me, I was opportune to really be close to my grandparents from my mother's side, because I mean, I think they treated me one of the favorite grandchild. Yeah, they spoiled me. I'm telling you, man. Even for me to walk, I had 2 grandmas. One person will put me on the bike for a couple hours. One person, they will refuse for me to even crawl.
That blessing.
My mom had to kidnap me and carry me to Maryland County before I could learn how to even walk. Because tell them, I'm a cripple right now because my grandfather will spoil me. My grandfather myself, yeah, even though I used to get harder, but I was close, very close to them. Yeah. That's how close I was to them. But Mr. Carr, thank you so much. Now I will give you 1 or 2 minutes to do your closing. In that closing, all that we discussed today, if you find a little chance to throw in some advices there for fathers today that are coming up, we got young fathers that are coming up in our community. We have some that are expecting babies. Mm-hmm. Then some that are already fathers that are very challenged. The seed providers who are not there for the family. You can add all that in your 1 or 2 minute closing that you want to do.
All right. Well, it has been a pleasure being interviewed by Mr. James Bollie. Touched on several topics from societal, in terms of being there for the family, being accountable, and whatnot. So all these are so intertwined one another. They are so connected. You can be a father without being part of society. You have to find a way to infuse into society, because society will impact you as a man, and also reflect what you learn from the society. So definitely find a path that you can definitely contribute to society. In terms of being a father, there are certain situations that whoever you have the kid with, you may not see eye to eye, but do your utmost best to be part of that kid's life. Make yourself available, because the key thing is, if you're not available, the kid wouldn't know. I know you have the drama in terms of the baby mom and whatnot, but just make it right, making sure you're available for the kids. And then also, accountability is also key. If you find yourself that you're wrong. Wrong is wrong. Also instill in your kids what you would like them to be when they grow up, and there are some people that want to be a father but cannot be a father. So you have to take that into account. But father could come in all different forms. There's stepdad, there's foster dads, there's different forms of father. So you just got to find your lane to see what works for you. Because the key thing, what works for me may not work for you. So you have to find your group, you have to find your path, and make sure whoever role that you play as a father too, because to be a father, you have to play a role to someone to be a father. There are fathers that adopt kids. So just be available, whatever the case might be. Make yourself available to your kids and instill in them what you would like them to be in the future?
Thank you, Mr. Carr. And he is correct. Sometimes God can give you children. They don't have to be your biological children. But there are many ways God can bless people. There are many ways God can bless people. Children are blessings from God. As a father, there are a lot of things, especially so. Your temperament is very important as a father.
Yeah.
Not everything will go your way.
Yes.
Like we've been discussing here today. Sometimes you have to, either you don't hear certain things. Because I'm interested, our children are going in America, they're frisky.
Yeah.
You can say something there. If you mind, you get it all the time. So as a father, one of the things is temperament. Even with your partner may say the worst things to you. Once that people daughter married to you, that's a responsibility.
Yes.
No matter what. She even cost you 100 times, 50 times. She say, can't carry me to the place. You must get it. That's your duty. You are obligated to it. That's what the podcast is about. It's about being the father. A father does not necessarily mean that you are always right. You are not always right. But remember, you are also the leader. You can make decisions that may not be correct sometimes, and you can also make decisions that may be correct. By the end of the day, just make sure you lead your family in the right path. Fatherhood is not just about being there, it's about showing up, standing strong, and shaping life every single day. A father presence can build a child or break one. Today, we are asking the hard questions that define what it really means to be a man, a husband, and a father. Because anybody can have a child, but not every man can become a father. This is where real father speaks, reflect, and grow. This has been the Mind of the Father, the Mind of a Father podcast. My name is James Bollie, and we would like to turn to our guest and say, brother, my man, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You really fire anything here today.
Hey, I try, but you're not bullying now. But I was bring that.
I mean, when you get home, to the women, then you them a disclaimer. They show I just bring it, they can't tell it. Anything they say, I'm not part of it. All right. This has been the Bollie TV production, and thanks for watching. I see you on the next episode.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy
to
Father's Day.
all the new dads, the old dads, and all RIP dads too. You know, you got to remember those.
Yes, they're all the dads. Rest in peace today. Happy Father's Day to my late father, Mr. James Bollie Sr. And I think you.
Yep. Happy Father, my late dad, J.O.B. Carr.
Thank you. Thanks for watching. See you in the next episode.
Father's Day, keep turning up tonight. For the kings that hustle and fight, raise your hands to the sky so high. Real fathers never let love die. You gave us up when the rain came down. Now the whole world singing loud. Now today we celebrate your glow.